This is bag 55 HT3A. Alright. Alright, we have basically self-tapping screws, two long screws here. We're going to go ahead and push these two. The bottom half of the horizontal support here will have the locations for the actual boom supports. So there's actually screws in the bottom on the lower half, so that's where the bottom piece is. So let's go ahead and install this, the lower half here. Okay, I'm not going to tighten this down all the way, I'm just going to kind of snug it up. And then once I get it on the frame, we'll adjust as needed per the boom support distance. Alright, let's put this away here. Alright, let's get the oil. And let's go ahead and insert the tail boom assembly here. Make sure that screw is not interfering here. I'll go ahead and just back it out just for now. We'll back these screws off. And we'll push that forward. And then what you want to do is you want to check and make sure that the hole for the screw we just took out is actually there. You want to make sure we and if you have trouble seeing that, you can get a little light. Take a look at it. Alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and we'll install this screw here. Again, that's just to keep the boom so it can't pull back when you're doing your pirouettes and things like that, to prevent it from pulling out. And also, when you're putting on your ball link here from the tail control guide, you want to make sure again that A is facing you. So in this case the A is facing me. And go ahead and I'm going to pop that on. There we go. Alright. So we got our boom in place. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. Okay, got a tail on here. Let's get the boom supports. We'll mount these. These are also self-tapping screws that mount to the horizontal stabilizer. Go ahead and put that there, and we'll do the other side. Okay. All right. All right, we have the spacer here. Actually, it's just going to be a retainer utilized for this boom support back here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in position. Okay. Get some Loctite on the screws. And this is why I didn't tighten this guy down, because he'll need to move just a little bit forward and backward until we get that set up, and then we can tighten that down. Tight on the other side here. All right, let's get this. Okay, we gotta line up that rear brace here. Okay. All right, so that all done, and then we'll tighten this down. Okay. Looking good. All right, so we got our tail mounted. Servos installed, motor installed. Let's see what's left in the build process here. We got our tail fin mounted, horizontal fin. We have the tail rotor push rod control, our boom supports. We have the tail assembly already mounted that you see on page 14 there. Looks like we have one rear brace that we're going to install here. Take a look at this real quick. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna put this rear brace in here. It's in the back where the rudder servo is. Right after the rudder servo, there's a hole actually in the injection molding there. That's where we're going to install this brace here. Loctite here. Okay, do this side. Okay, so this is where that brace went, right here in the tail. So right across where the servo is, that brace went right there. Okay, and that's on page 14 of your manual. Okay, let's tidy my stuff up here. Okay. You see, there's only a few critical wrenches here. So other than that, pair of needle nose pliers and you can assemble a helicopter. So that's some Loctite. Alright, let's go ahead and put in the anti-rotation bracket. Again, partly my reason for not installing that rearmost ball on the swash plate. If you remember at the beginning when I was building the swash, I said I'm going to hold off on Loctiting that particular ball. I do that largely due to this process here. I like to insert it. I take the ball off, snap the ball link on, and insert it. So that's one of the reasons why I do that. Alright, so let's put some Loctite on this bolt here. Let me get some Loctite. There. I'll try and render this in a higher resolution so that way you'll be able to see on your screen everything. Again, the reason for being wide was I had people saying it was too tight or out of frame, and unfortunately it's difficult to do with yourself. So I've got my frame. I've got everything done up to page 14 here. We're going to pull out the gear. This is 60 HB6. Alright, look at that. That looks nice. Let's pull this out. There we go. The nut here, we'll insert that. I'm looking at it, it already has some grease pre-applied here. The bolts here, I'm going to check them. I'm not going to take them all apart. I'm just going to snug them. Go in a cross pattern when you're tightening the screws or checking them. So you'll go top, bottom. You can go side, side, and then bottom, top. It's up to you, but try and make sure that you distribute the pressure instead of just tightening on one side, or else you get your gear wobbling on you. Yeah, the grease seems adequate there. I'm not going to add any more grease. I'm just going to go ahead and reinsert that, and I'm going to let's go ahead and line this up. Okay. You know what, let me pull that out one more time here, because this gear right here is a M1, it's a helical gear, and this is a 112 tooth, just so you know. And this can also be utilized with your 600E, so it's both compatible with the 600E as well as the 550. So let me pop that back in, and let me find that location again. Alright. Okay, that's installed. Let's get the rotor head. I'm not sure if we're going to need 1 or 2 shims. I'm going to go ahead and I'll leave the 2 there, and we'll take a look. But you know what? Hey, I know I greased that earlier for you. Let me go ahead and put some oil on this shaft here. Okay, good enough. We'll wipe it off right now. It's going crazy. Let's see. Oil and CA, 2 things you don't want to go crazy with on your tables at home. Okay. Okay. Again, I'll pull this one out, this ball link for the back. Just pull that out for right now. And let me get this screw here. I'm going to check and see if we have the right height or not. Looks like I'm a little high. So what I'm going to do is I'll go with the thick and eliminate the thin on this shim and see if that's a closer fit. Okay. Okay. Nope. Close, but not there. Gotta go to the thin. One thin shim. And that should be right where we need to be. Again, like I said, make sure you take your time. Don't rush. Better do it inside now than out of the field or something. Oh, passed it again. Alright, let's try that out. Let's see. Alright, so now I got the pinion basically flush with the bottom of the main gear. Much smoother now. I had it a little too low and that's why it was a little tight, as you saw when I was fitting it there. Alright, so we have this ball link here, but we're going to hold off on that ball link. We're going to go ahead and move the heli right there so you can see that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up 700 FL Z7. Alright, this is 3 turnbuckles in here. And we have ourselves some measurements as the manual calls out. Basically from ball link to ball link, the inner end is 25 millimeters, or if you're measuring from center point to center point, it's approximately 58 millimeters. Okay, that's from the center point of the ball link, which is the center of the ball. So let's go ahead and assemble. Alright, I'm going to use a drill to help me start these ball links. So I'm just going to like pre-thread them, pre-thread the okay. Alright, so sorry I did that, folks. I just try to make it a little faster, that way I can show you what I'm doing, but I did that to pre-thread, speed the pre-threading of the ball links. But I mean, you can twist them on as well, but I'm going to go ahead and makes it a little easier for your hands when you're turning them on. Again, we're looking for an inner diameter of about 25 millimeters from the inner side of the ball link, so I'm going to go ahead and check right now, see where we're at. Okay, and it said 58 approximately from the inner ball, the center of the ball. So let's see. Approximately 58. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the 25, the inner. And 25's, you know, it's going to be right in between these two ball links here. So I'm going to go ahead and screw those down. Let's see. So I'm at 25.5 right now, and I'm going to go ahead and replicate that. So now that we know we got the first one started, we know that basically the ball link's almost close to where it appears to be the end of the thread almost, but it's not the end of the thread, but pretty much flush to that end, and so we can go ahead and continue. And now that we've kind of pre-threaded or threaded the ball links, you can see it's a lot easier to put it on. So you can just drive them on, it's up to you, or you can use a tool like I did, like a drill, and kind of help you pre-tap the screws. Okay, and we just need to do three links here, huh? So tough stuff. When 3 links, 1 on the tail. You have your 2 pitch arms there that you do at the pretty much the beginning of the assembly. Use this to make sure I push that in. Alright, so let's attach our ball links here. Let's see. All we have left really is G-Pro, some canopy mounts, canopy. We're going to attach some ball links, some rotor blades. So it's pretty much assembled helicopter here for the most part. All we need to do now is get all our linkages applied here. Again, A's facing outward. Feel Loctite. Okay. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then once we go through the radio setup and installation process, we'll make sure all our servos are 90. We'll get our swash level with the swash leveling tool. But for right now, let's see. What we need to do is install our G Pro. So let me pull out the G Pro. We'll just put that up top there, and then we'll figure out where our wiring will go, how we're going to mount the wiring. G Pro can work with S-Bus. It can also work with Spectrum, DSM2, DSMX, and it also works with JR. And the JR, you need to use, I want to say it's DMSS there, so, but let me go ahead and G Pro mounted here. If you don't have nails, use your X-Acto. Alright. So that'll go right here. And then all we have to do now is get our Talon in here. We're putting the electronics, at least in their locations, per the manual. I was looking at pages 17 and 18, just to kind of get an idea of where I'm going to need to put my electronics. And so for right now, I'm going to get the Talon 90 mounted here, just so I know where I'm going with this. And I'm going to go ahead and mount the motor wires or get them plugged in. I mean, it's like it fits like a glove basically. The wires go directly in. So I'm just this is where your needle nose will come in handy, so that you can hold the. There we go. And we still have one more wire lead here. And so right now I'm plugging in the motor wires directly into the Talon, and the Talon's fitting on the right face of the tray here. I'll make sure to get some close-ups for you so you can see that. Alright, so I'm going to snap my little deal on here. Put a little Velcro on the talon. And it's actually hooked up right now. Right there to the motor. Motor wires go straight down, right in, right through the tray here, and straight to the talon right there. So, pretty nice. Very profiled, designed to fit. And then I'm going to pull up this throttle channel here. Pull this up through the frame. S-bus wire, we'll get out of the way here. Okay, so there's our throttle wire. Alright, so definitely need to tidy up my wiring, which I plan to do, and I'll show you that. But right now, is as it sits here, I'll go ahead and install the blades. We'll take a look at the battery tray. Let's do that now. Actually, let's do the battery tray. Okay, all this stuff I just pulled out of, or the Velcro and so forth, is 55HZ9. 55HZ9 is where all your Velcro and things of that nature are for holding your wires and securing them. So I'm going to do the battery tray here. Let's see. Let's pull this out. So what I'll do is put a couple of these, my battery. Again, I'm using the Align 60C pack here, and it's a 5200. Well, I can't believe it's almost done, and you know, we're only probably about 3 hours in, so a really quick build. Let me go ahead and double check. Better to double check. Alright, pull that off. Let's get the straps on here. Slide that in. Pretty sweet. There it is with a battery installed. Fixed our CG there. Alright. Let's pull out the blades. These are 550s. And this is bag 55HH8. Very nice. Let's go ahead and install the blades. Hope you're enjoying the build as much as I am. It's going together really simply, very similar to that of the 700. So if you built a T-Rex 700, I don't think you're going to have any issues assembling this helicopter whatsoever. Goes together really nice. I'm using the manual. Again, I've been doing it per the book, so that way if you get lost or you want to follow along with your manual, more than welcome to do so, and that way you can see how this goes together. Okay. Aside from installing my receiver right now and mounting my canopy, we're done. We're done with the assembly. The only thing we need to do now is tidy up our wiring and get it looking, presentable for the flight line and our flying buddies that we fly with, because we all like to have clean wiring. And what I'm going to do is I'll do the radio setup and the wiring in the next video. Right now I'm just going to do pretty much, this is the really simple part, which is just gluing the inserts in here for the canopy. I like coming in from the inside. So, and I was using 700 NC1. Pop that in. I'm going to do the same on the other side here. Then we'll take a break, regroup, clean off the workbench, get the radio out, and get the G Pro ready for operation. I'll be utilizing the Bluetooth interface. You can use your computer, but I'm going to use the Bluetooth, and I'll be utilizing this little guy right here from Align. It's the BTH01, and this is the Bluetooth interface, sold separately, but a great tool to have when you're at the flying field and you want to make adjustments. If you want to do set it up, make it a little more aggressive or docile, you can do so at the field with this device. You just plug it in. I know some people have it plugged in and leave it plugged in and attached to the helicopter. You can do that as well, but I utilize it for all my models, so I just have the one here and I kind of carry that around with me. So that's up to you. But again, I'll do that in the actual radio installation video, and I'll be doing that here shortly. Right now I just put in some thin CA here. Watch out with the thin. Don't want it to run on that beautiful paint. Okay. Again, if you have any questions about anything done on the build, feel free to email me. My name's Jeff, and it's Jeff at align.rcusa.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have about any of the Align models for that matter. But if you have any questions on the 550 build that you've seen here today, please feel free to email me. Alright, just grabbed some accelerator for my CA here so we can see how it looks with the canopy on here. Quick kick of CA accelerator there, and we're in business here. Let's go ahead and been watching this build all this time. I want to see with the canopy. So again, I hope it's easy enough for you to see what's going on with the build, what I'm doing here. I kept it out wide because, like I said before, I had got some comments from some of you viewers on YouTube, and said that couldn't see everything, so I wanted to make sure I stayed as wide as possible so you could see everything that I was doing. And as far as any detailed shots or things like that, you just let me know via email or contact me, and I can take some shots and do some focus shots of the helicopter up close, tight, so you can see, you know, whether it be wiring or the motor, things like that. But yeah, as far as the build, I think it went together really well. No real snags. I think it's really straightforward, and if this is your first build for a helicopter, you're really going to enjoy it. This is an outstanding performing helicopter. Just this size class category, the 550 is the way to go. I'm going to go ahead and leave my wires kind of hanging about. Like I said, we'll tuck them away when we do the actual radio install. So I'm just going to pull those forward here. I'm going to stick on the canopy, take a look, see how this fits, make sure my battery is okay where I put it. And let's see how that looks. How about you? Looking pretty good to me. It's looking really good. Like that blue and red. Red, white, and blue there. Okay, well, I think that's a wrap, guys and girls. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna set another session up, doing the radio installation, doing the G Pro install as far as via software, whether you're using iOS, Android, or your computer. We'll get you set up, get you going with the T-Rex 550L Dominator. Remember to have your tools in the next session, where we'll be utilizing the digital pitch gauge, we'll be using the swash level tool, and aside from that, you'll need just some basic tools for removing the head to put the swash leveler on. But we're ready to go. We're ready to take this to the next level, getting it ready for flight. My name's Jeff Fassbinder with Align. I hope you enjoyed watching this build video. And if you have any questions about any of the build assembly, feel free to email me at jeff@alignrcusa.com. For more information on Align products, visit www.align.com.tw. Thanks for watching the T-Rex 550L Dominator build video.